Now, can anyone tell me what is in this mixture? Now, I just picked it up, but as you can see, it's a little bit cloudy. Obviously, a bit of water in there, most likely. But what is actually inside of this? So what we're going to do today is try to see if we can separate out what's ever dissolved in this mixture and to see what is actually left over as our substance. So what we're going to look at today is a couple of separation techniques of evaporation and crystallization. Now, these two kind of work hand in hand with each other when we've got a dissolved mixture. So what's a dissolved mixture called? Thinking back to last time, that's correct, it's a solution. So this process works on solutions quite well, where you've got a substance, a solute, dissolved in our solvent, which is our water, and therefore all the mixture creates is a solution. So what this process does is that we can evaporate out the solvent, so in this case the water, and what's going to happen is that whatever dissolved is going to crystallize back to its solid particles, and that will be our solute. So this is how we can get our solute back out of the solution. So what we're going to do here, we're going to use the heating process. We've got our Bunsen burner and our evaporating basin on top of our gauze mat and tripod. So once again, let's think about safety, glasses, matches. Remember, gas tap off first. Let's close our hole. There we go, ready to go. So what we're going to do now is just to pour some of this in. Now, what you might find when you're doing this process is that it can be relatively unsafe. What do we mean? Is that when the liquid starts to evaporate out, what would happen, there's a lot of energy inside contained within this evaporating basin, and that means things can start flying off. So as you might see at home there, you might see it on the video, something's flying off. Hopefully you're wearing safety goggles like me so you don't get hurt. You never know what's going to happen with the internet. It might come out to 4 or 5D, which means the particles fly into your face and might hurt you. So remember, safety first. All right, let's begin this. So we've got our mixture, our solution in the evaporating basin, ready to evaporate. So again, it's closed, it's connected, heat mat, all good. So let's do this. And remember, heating flame. That's the one thing that we need to remember. When we're heating, use the heating flame. Now, why is it called the heating flame? One, it is very, very hot. And what's the good thing about hot is that we can heat it up. So what we're going to do now is just to heat up the liquid. And so it might take a little while. So how about we all just go get a coffee, a cup of tea, a Gatorade, whatever you feel like, maybe a sandwich, maybe a donut, maybe some macas, maybe banana bread, some fruit, and then we'll come back and see what happens towards the end of this. All right, let's go get it. No, still going. Okay, I'm just going to finish off my apple. Well, this is a better view, isn't it? We're getting a top-down bird's eye view of this process in action. Now, what we can see now is that it's almost getting there. Okay, so obviously you've had some nice snacks, some food to fill up on. So let's continue. Now, what you might be able to see here is that at the top of the basin, in kind of a ring, you might be able to see some particles. Now, these would be our salt particles that have crystallized out of solution. What you might also be able to see there is that you can just see them starting to spit out. So as you can see, you might see some of the heat, because obviously some of the crystals are forming inside the solution, and therefore as they're being heated, Obviously, they've got energy to jump and out of this basin itself. That's why safety first is always important. So it's looking quite good, isn't it? So as you can see, is that the water level is getting lower and lower. Now that is because of evaporation, where the liquid molecules are obviously separating from each other, getting lots of energy to change into a gaseous state. So obviously we can see some of the steam coming off the top. You see the bubbling happening, and obviously the bubbles are part of the gas that's being formed within the liquid itself. So we can see here that it's still bubbling, still getting there. Well, we're getting there. It's almost there. Look at all the bubbles. So before we get to the end, you might be wondering why my nail's purple. Well, that's what happens when you have a daughter and you're locked up for the weekend, isolated in your house. You become their little makeup sample. So as I said, so what I might do later is separate it out. And here we go. We're getting up to the finale of our crystals. You might see a lot of bubbles, a lot of popping happening. Oh my goodness, that is so amazing, isn't it? Oh. So just pop it around, like pop, 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 pop. Oh, look at that go! My gosh, that's amazing, isn't it? Oh, there it goes. Can you feel the intensity of it? It is fantastic. And there we go. Look at that. How wonderful is it? So let's turn off the heat before it gets too hot. And there we go. We've got our sample left over. So what we're going to do is now just bring you a little bit closer into this wonderful world of crystallization. And you can see what was in that mixture of solution that we had at the beginning. So let's see what we've got. Bring it closer. Wow, so much crystals, isn't it? So if I'm not mistaken, I think those are salt crystals. So what we've got here is we've got salt that has been separated out of our original salt water solution.